Now, from the Motorsports Mecca of Brunswick, Ohio, it's time for Big Three Racing's Live from the Shop.
Hey, welcome to episode 3 of Live from the Shop. We're going live right from the Piston Power Show here in Cleveland, Ohio, the IAX Center. We got 10 cars here lined up. We're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about them, show you some stuff, some things that we got going on. Chuck?
Yeah, I know we were supposed to be running one of our cars this weekend. We got to run it once, and they kind of told us we couldn't run it anymore. They're still running a couple other cars in here, but we're still going to have a good weekend. And I kind of encourage everyone to come down and come to the next one next year, and it's going to be a really good time here. Kind of like what Rick mentioned, we're going to kind of go around and talk about each of the cars that we brought, kind of hit on specific parts of each car, and kind of something we like about that build or a certain part of the build that we've done, and kind of just some highlights from each one. Justin, want to add anything? Maybe talk about next year or next month?
Yeah, I was going to say we got a couple events coming up too. Want to make sure that we hit on that. Next thing we're going to be going out to the Dragway 42, new and improved. We're going to be basically lucky enough to let us come out, and we're going to get to go play a little bit before anybody else does. And I know I'm going to beat Chuck. We're racing. No, but seriously, we're racing.
We are. That's fine.
Forward to the front, naturally. The Denali has no chance.
Oh, yeah.
So we got that going on. After that, the next thing after that, we got our annual Dyno Day, which if you guys ever been out there for, it's crazy. I don't know. We have something like 500 cars, a couple thousand people. We can't even keep track of it. It's huge. So come out to that. That's the next couple things we got going on, and we'll talk a little bit more about some of these cars we got around us. And Bob, got anything to say back there?
No, it's not my turn.
It's your turn, Bob.
Bob Hess, ladies and gentlemen.
This is a 97 Dodge Viper. We did a full build on it. We did the motor. It's 503 cubic inch. It's sleeved, O-ringed, custom cam in it. Got dry sump. It's got twin 76, 75 Gen 2 precision turbos. Car's made 1455 to the tires on Q16. And has been 830s at 175. Future for this is going to get a 15-inch wheel conversion, and so the skinnies in the front, we're going to try to put it in the 7s. It has everything it came with, AC, power steering, all that. The customer also has an in-dash DVD, amp, sub, 4-channel, everything you would need in a car, and it runs low 8s.
Hey guys, Rick here. I wanted to hit on a couple things while we're here at the Piston Power Show, talking about how we can help you with the do-it-yourselfers, the guys that build the cars themselves, not necessarily come in and are the checkbook racers that just drop a whole bunch of money. First one is Brian Leggs, 95 Camaro. Brian built this car front to back to himself. That's Brian right there. He did the chassis work himself. He did all the wiring himself. He built the engine himself. He designed his combo himself. But Brian came to us to help him with the fuel injection setup, the turbo setup, and then also do a little bit of fab work on the headers and the intercooler and the piping and all that other jazz that goes along with it. Everyone seems to think that everyone just brings cars in, drops a whole bunch of money, that we build them, and then we ship them out the door. They don't know that over half our business is just parts, sales, support, and even doing some consulting. Brian, you want to tell us a little bit about your car?
Yeah, it's a Dart Iron LS Next Block, 427, Mass 295 cathedral heads, dual 76s, chiseled intercooler, Holley EFI. I mean, I really can't say enough about how much Rick and the Big Three guys have helped me throughout the build. I mean, I take pride in doing stuff myself, but sometimes you're just over your head, especially on the tuning and the EFI of the car. And Rick has been just great to me. I mean, he's answered his phone late in the evening, early in the morning. He's always been there. He came to me, kind of wanted to help me with the turbo kit, and I kind of wanted to be a part of it. And I mean, look at it. It turned out great. We're going to make a bunch of power this year.
Yeah, we're looking at we're going to be pretty north. I think 1500 wheel. This is going to be the one that takes that we get the invention of the 1500 horsepower club. I guess is what he might be the first entrance in that. I got to get some mugs made for it. Jackets. Yeah. That makes price go up at dyno tuning when I got to buy jackets. As if you come into the camera, you can probably see. this combo is obviously utilizing that badass engine that Brian built, but we still go ahead and we supplied him with his turbos. We're a precision turbo dealer. This has got the Gen 2 7675s. Each of these turbos supply enough airflow to make 1,300 crank horsepower apiece, which means this car is capable of making 2,600 horsepower in a small tire, factory suspension, F-body Camaro. With the old combo, the stock engine block, we've been low 8s at high 160s in the quarter mile. This one we're expecting to go very, very deep into the 7s and compete in True Street. It has mufflers on it. It has a True Street legal exhaust. We're going to be tuning on the Holley EFI, utilizing Holley EFI's boost control. And when we tune a car, you could be involved in it or as much or as a little bit. I don't do the whole, I hide my tune, no one else could see it. You could sit in the car next to me when we're tuning one of your standalone cars. I can show you how to set your boost curves up, or you don't have to be involved at all. It really depends. Mostly do-it-yourself guys want to be able to go to the track and not be married to a tuner. I kind of preach that. I want to get you guys down the track and down the road, but with being able to support and help you guys with anything that we sell. This goes to show you that we're here for the racer, not just the guy with all the money. You know, as Brian knows, he's got a family, he's got a wife, he's got kids. You got to watch the pennies on this stuff. So
the only way we can afford to do it is do as much as you can by myself, and so that's what I do. I take pride in it. It's a lot of fun. It's what I enjoy. It's the build. Build is just as important as the drive.
Right, and I tell everybody, you know, everybody wants to price shop and go for the cheapest stuff. I like to think my prices are pretty fair on the stuff, but you're either going to spend it in time or you're going to spend it in money, and I like to say the service after the sale is probably the most important thing. So check out this car. You'll be looking for some videos on Facebook and on YouTube of it on the dyno, and we'll hopefully see it at our Grudge Night at 42 this year. Really, really kicking ass and taking some names. Thank you.
Right here, this is one of my personal cars. So with this one, the 02 Trans Am, it is a kind of dubbed the night train. Has the 427 LS motor in it, 98 millimeter turbo. We're going to kind of hit on this one. One of the favorite parts about this one has always been the wiring and attention to detail on all the wiring. Probably have about 60 to 70 hours in just the wiring on this car. And it kind of controls everything. We have a Holley EFI on this, a Dominator system, all the lights, everything kind of runs through its own stuff. All new wiring, nothing original, everything all brand new. Everything kind of works in conjunction with itself. We have the transmission talking to the computer, the engine talking to the computer. Everything just kind of works together with the boost control and everything. If we want, we can kind of take a look inside here, and I can kind of hit on some of the other stuff. Inside, as everyone can see here, we have a display board where we kind of put everything, organize it. It works really well together. We have a place to mount the computer, mount all the relay boards. Everything kind of talks to itself, like I've already mentioned. And it allows you to kind of get everything, and when you do it all new like that, you don't have to worry about diagnosing it at the track or doing anything. It makes it so much easier to do anything on it. So with wire coding or color coding, if it's a pink wire, it's going to have ignition. Not all the same wires are the same color. You're able to go in and diagnose it at the track and make it a lot easier. So it just really, really makes it very simple to diagnose. Add circuits to it later if you want. You need to add sensors, or if you want to add a fan to it, if you're too hot in the summertime. It makes it really easy to get in there and diagnose and add things later. So on this one, you can kind of see what we did with some of the wiring. We're actually able to run the wiring underneath the intake manifold because of the Holley high ram, and it really allows you to hide everything and just make a much cleaner presentation. And then also, whenever it gets close to heat, we wrap it in a titanium wrap so that it keeps the heat away from it, keeps everything safe. We also kind of run the sensors where it makes sense to replace them and make it easy to replace them and service them. With the Holley EFI, it makes it really, really simple to do all that. Most of the sensors interchange between the temperature sensors and pressure sensors, and with a car like this, we have so many sensors on it that it's very easy to change it. So if you have a sensor that's really vital to making it go down the track or run on the street, we can change it out to one that's not as vital, one that you're just using for data logging or something like that. So it really, really helps having a system kind of like this and really paying attention to detail on all the wiring on this.
Hey guys, Rick here again. We're going to be talking to Vinny about his Project Sam Squatch tracker. If you guys followed Drag Week last year, you guys might remember this is the flat black tracker, Project Sam Squatch. It looks a little bit more pretty this year. Definitely some big changes. we went ahead and this has got a Big 3 Racing turbo kit on it. We supplied the EFI and are doing some of the tuning on it. And again, this is one of those do-it-yourselfers. This is it's going to turn out to be a very, last year was a favorite car in Drag Week. This year I think it's going to be even more favorite. And I think we're going to be going for a record for the fastest Geo Tracker. This is Vinny. He's going to talk a little bit about his car.
Well, how's everybody doing? My name is Vinny. This is my 1995 Geo Tracker. It's got a Blueprint 454 small block Chevrolet, and it's powered by 2 Borg Warner 66 millimeter turbos. Rick was generous enough to come on board and help me out. He wanted to do a do-it-yourself kit. So basically what we did was we hooked up with a bunch of different sponsors, and we built a header kit, and he mounted the turbos for me, did all the cold and hot piping, and then after that I got it back from him. We did some finish up work, and now we're pretty much ready to go out there and try and set that Geo Tracker record.
Yeah, as those of you guys don't know what Drag Week is and really what it entails, Drag Week is something that Hot Rod Magazine puts on. It's like a test of man and machine, and this was my first year of doing it. Have you done it before? Was that your first year too, Vinny?
That was my first year.
We're both rookies, and I guess Drag Week virgins, and we were lucky because we finished. But Drag Week is 5 tracks in 5 days in 5 different cities, and you have to drive the car. So we're able to have a little trailer we're able to tow, and whatever we could fit in that little 8x10 trailer?
4x8 or 5x8, 132 cubic feet maximum.
There you go. I mean, he memorized the rules. So you could carry a trailer and whatever else you could fit in that is all you could do. You have to drive the car, and you have to follow that route. This was a 9-second car last year. This year it's going to be an 8-second car. My particular car was a mid 8-second car at the time. If you ever take an 8-second race car and had to drive it 1,100 miles in 5 days, you would know that that's a pretty big feat. Some people just kind of blow it off, but you really test your patience, breaking stuff, having to fix it, being in the middle of nowhere with no cell phone service in a car that really has no business on being on public highways is definitely a feat in itself. So the fact that we finished Drag Week, I'm going to go ahead and pat myself on the back. Vinny pat me on the back. I pat Vinny on the back. It's pretty awesome. And this year we're coming back, and we're coming back with a vengeance. This car is going to definitely be a record-setting head turner. The Duster is what it is, just an old mangy Mopar. But we're pretty excited about that. We're
one of the most favorite mangy Mopars out there.
Or whatever. We're really excited to be part of this project, and really excited to be able to support all the product that's on it without actually having to do it. This is one of the turbo kits we were able to build the kit, build the headers, but only do the mock-up and not have to do all the finish work, which means the more that you do yourself, the more that you save. But not everybody has a bandsaw, a TIG welder, a bead roller, all the parts to really do this stuff right, where we could do all the hard mock-up work and you guys could finish it yourself. So again, I'd like to thank Vinny for giving us the opportunity to work with him on that. And if you want to give a shout out to any of your sponsors while you're at it.
Oh, yeah, we got a laundry list. I think we ended up with 11. This thing after Drag Week, man, sponsors just came on board like crazy. So you can see up on the window, we got Forced Inductions helped us with the turbos. North Coast Powder Coating, one of the big guys that works with Big 3 Racing, did all the powder coating. We got Fuel Injector Development. They helped me out with the 1,300-pound injectors. We got Holley EFI, obviously. Big 3 Racing, you got to go Holley EFI. Freak Show Converters, they sent me over converters. Stainless Works, that's every pipe in this thing is from Stainless Works and massaged by Rick over at Big 3. Obviously, Big 3 Racing, Be Cool just sent us this radiator right before we showed up. My main guy, Dennis over at Chassis Fat Performance, this car is almost completely handmade. There's not much you can buy over the shelf for this car. So he helped me out tremendously with the front end. Race Star Wheels, if you guys want to check out Race Star Wheels, they got some good stuff. Let's see if there's any other one. Oh, Universal Paint, Bob Swarm and the boys over in Youngstown. And my good buddy over at Fastline Vinyl Graphics. And last but not least, Blueprint Engines. This is a completely bone stock, out of the crate, $9,000 shipped to your house crate motor. And we are going to push it to the limits and also set another record with a Blueprint small block.
I guess I also want to hit too, and I'm not anywhere affiliated with Universal Paint, but wow, they had this car when I was doing the turbo kit in November or December. It was flat black dented everywhere on every single corner, and they had this car a week and a half, and the paint looks awesome. So I got to give those guys props. I don't know them, I never even met them, but I'm just thoroughly impressed with how awesome this thing came out after only having it a week and a half. So definitely check those guys out. I guess a couple other things that we're going to be doing that we're going to see this thing is the Quaker Note Prep. Are you going to try your hand at that?
Quaker Note Prep, the 42 stuff. I'm going to try and get my hand about everywhere we can go this year. I got a lot of sponsors that want to see it at a lot of places, and with a lot of support and shout outs, if we do set the record for the blueprint motor, they're talking about taking this thing to SEMA.
Check out the Project Sam Squatch. You're going to see it at the Quaker No Prep races. You're going to see it at the Dragway 42 Raunchy Braun Grudge Night presented by Big 3 Racing. We're hopefully to see it at maybe Woodward Dream Cruise. Make a little bit of an. We're going to try Woodward Dream Cruise if we get it in the Roadkills Dig Night. We're going to see it at lots of car shows. We're going to see it at the Dyno Day this year. We're going to hopefully have a little show and make some pools on the dyno on Dyno Day.
Super Summit. Yeah, I'm supposed to be in the Blueprint Racing booth.
Awesome. So we see it out there. You're going to see this little tracker everywhere. So get used to seeing it. And some of you guys, Vinny says you got to get used to seeing its tail lights. So thanks. If you guys didn't get a chance to see it here at the Piston Power Show, check out any of those places. And that's it. Thanks, guys.
All right, guys. I want to talk to you a little bit about two cars we got. We really like a lot. It's actually a group of guys, a duo. The name is Senior. We call it's one of the owners here. It's this Hellcat here on my right. We've done a lot of work to this car. It's a couple of buddies, basically. They basically go back and forth between this Hellcat and this Mustang over here on my left. Basically, they kind of just go back and forth in battle. So each of them make more horsepower all the time, and they both lie to each other about the mods and all that stuff. Okay, so as far as for mods on this car, basically what it's got a smaller pulley on it. It's got a cat delete, custom programming on it. And that's really about it. I mean, this car flies. He went high 1050s last year, 1058 if I'm not mistaken. We're going to really turn that up this year a little bit. I'm hoping to get him to get some nitrous on it. I think that'll really wake it up. Between that and the tire, that's really going to make a difference with this car. We're not far away from being in the 9s with it, and I think that's kind of the next step. It's actually something we're offering this year. We're going to be offering a B3R 900 package for these cars. And that's essentially what it is. It's everything this car has with the addition of nitrous. So basically our claim is with that, as long as you have the automatic, you'll make 900 horsepower, you'll go 9s in the quarter mile, and it's under 10 grand. We get that package at $99.95. It's just a killer deal for these cars and really wakes them up. So yeah, that's the Hellcat. And his good buddy over here with the Mustang, his name's Dean, longtime customer of ours. They've been battling back and forth like crazy. He had to put a blower on his to kind of keep up and keep it, equal, I guess. He's made almost 800 to the tires, 780. So very, very healthy car. It flies. He went 1080s with it last year. He's got the Whipple supercharger, 10 rib setup, basically every bolt-on you could possibly do to it, and the car just flat out works. He's got a drag wheel on it, and it just flies. So the two of them together, they've been talking trash and going back and forth. I think they're going to be doing a little bit of a grudge match at our no ET grudge night at 42. So you can see these two guys duking it out, having a little bit of fun. Yeah, so that's pretty much those two cars. So thank you. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks for joining us. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We're going to have some more call-outs along with more crap talking and harassing next time from Live from the Shop.
See you next month.